What's good, man? Y'all already know what it is. I'm back with another video, man. And Adam didn't address what's going on, man. No jumper. They live right now. I just, you know what I mean? I rewinded it back. We gonna play it again, man. And like this whole entire situation like is crazy because Adam is, he done been put in the middle of something like it, and I gotta be real, y'all gotta understand this. Like Adam was put in the middle of it, but Adam gotta know that you actually involved yourself into the streets. Not saying that you knew that this was gonna be the outcome, but you should have knew this was gonna be the outcome. I ain't saying that he didn't know this was the outcome or the possibilities, but let's just I just want to say it plain. Like you put yourself in a situation where you allowed like yourself to get caught up in the street content, which there's nothing wrong with you doing street content. And I wouldn't stop doing street content. Like when Adam was over there on this platform, like covering regular stuff, I really wasn't tapped in like I'm tapped in now. So I'm not gonna lie. Like, and he's giving a voice to people from like the South Central California, Valley, Northern California. He's giving those people a voice. Dago. He's really giving people in Cali a voice where the East Coast and Midwest podcasts really wasn't tapped in with what was going on in Cali on the music side, as well as just what was going on with the personalities on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like the people who was influencers or content creators on the West Coast. Like, so he's definitely needed on the West Coast. But at the end of the day, he gonna have to tighten it up or he gonna be held liable for some of the things that's taking place at his establishment. Now, we know what happened with Luce Cannon. Y'all know I've been covering it the last couple of days. We've been talking about it, right? And I started to do a live stream, but I'm like, I'm going to just do a regular video, and we're going to get into it, right? So, let's just go ahead and play it and start reacting to it, because it's probably going to be a long video. Let's just see what's going on.
Is that the 22ster was not there. The 22ster had gone home. These things took place outside of my building. And I to be totally real,
why are people hanging out? Niggas don't got hoods to go to.
Not a bad point. From my perspective.
What did you hanging out in Burbank for?
According to you, no. But that's another conversation.
I just heard your kid making noise and then someone handed a pack of cigarettes through the door. I hope that was not your daughter passing them off.
I hope it was. Like, that's amazing if that was.
Anyway, this is my thing. Dueling narratives. There are two different narratives that you could choose to go with in this situation. And I think that there's different levels of likelihood to different situations. The situation that is more beneficial to one Luce Cannon, the side of the story that you might want to believe if you were Luce or somebody who's speaking on behalf of Luce, is the idea that people came to No Jumper unexpectedly, uninvited, and they got handled. Now, that story would be somewhat understandable.
Sounds good.
This location ain't just everywhere like that.
At all.
So, yeah. All right, so like Brick said, the location ain't just like everywhere like that. So in order for an individual to just show up at No Jumper and to also know that Wack is up there, it's highly unlikely. But one thing I can say, and this is something that somebody might say in defense of other people that's up there, Luce Cannon did actually post on his story on Instagram, like, Brick, why did you leave? We here, sweetheart, sweetie. You know what I mean? Like, taunting Brick earlier. So somebody might say, well, okay, maybe they was there, you know what I mean, because they seen Luce Cannon actually post something on his story. But I highly doubt it. The consensus is, or the word in the streets is that Luce Cannon and them lined up the individual who came up there. It was said that they asked him to come up there. They really asked a couple other people to come up there, but one of the individuals like, nah, I ain't going up there. So according to the streets, he asked the pastor to come with him, to come up there and had a conversation with Wack 100 and Luce. But let's keep going.
Wasn't at the store.
Exactly. And we weren't filming live content.
Yeah, and it wasn't live.
There was
like,
no reason
yeah.
for anybody to know that we were in this building at that moment,
That Luce Cannon knows.
especially that.
Well, fools never show up if they're not like invited or specifically a part of a program. They
Very,
ever.
very few examples of people showing up uninvited here over the years. And I guess the other side would be the idea that these people were in any way invited here. Now, if they were invited here, it was not done by me. It was not done by anybody who works at No Jumper. So I can't really attest to that. I think that that's a question of what do the text messages say? Are there phone records? Do the phone records indicate this? Myself personally, I walked outside right before I left. I saw two young gentlemen, not really that young, but gentlemen for sure.
That's also a generous term in this case.
Were they gentle? I don't know.
Right,
Yeah,
correct.
it's up in the air. I spoke to them. Obviously, I'm slightly concerned when I walk outside and I see a couple of guys. And I say to them, I say, "Are you guys here for Wack?" And they said, "Yeah." I say, "Okay." I shook their hands. Determined that they didn't really seem like they were a threat from my perspective. They didn't seem like they were on bullshit. At least they weren't on bullshit with me. They seemed cool. So I go to my car. I get on the phone with Wack. I say, "There's two guys here. They're outside for you."
All right, hold on.
He said,
let me stop.
"Okay,
it right
I think
there.
I know who it is."
So Adam, and I'm glad I wasn't that fast on the click. So Adam is confirming that Wack knew these individuals was there. Wack said, "I think I know who it is." So Wack knew who was supposed to be coming up there. As well as Adam is just like trying to keep himself out of the whole thing. Like, hey, I went outside. Hey, it was two older dudes out there. I didn't know who they was. But nobody from No Jumper called them up there. And if they did, I'd like to see the text messages so I know who the hell called these people up there. At this point, Adam knows there's a looming lawsuit coming in the future. But what Adam is trying to do right now is like, hey, listen, I ain't had nothing to do with none of that. Did nobody that work at No Jumper had nothing to do with none of that. All I know is when I left, I seen two people outside, and one of them said that, hey, I asked them, was y'all up here for Wack? And I called Wack. And Wack said, I think I know who it is. That's crazy.
I get off the phone with
Is that a
him.
different response?
I drive away, and 10 minutes later, somebody sends me a video of this incident.
10
Now,
minutes later.
What happened exactly? I don't know. What you see in the video, to me, seems kind of self-explanatory. That being said, I would like to formally denounce any such behavior taking place at my building in any way. I consider this an act of extreme disrespect for anybody to get into any such situation at No Jumper when we're just merely trying to make content. Now, that being said, like, if somebody showed up and they wanted to be aggressive, it would be understandable that they might be handled physically.
All right, let me stop there. So again, I said it on the last video where I covered what Adam was saying, and when Adam first spoke out on this, I said they do not respect you, Adam. They don't respect you. Because at the end of the day, you know what? Somebody be like, you know what? I'm gonna catch you somewhere else. So we can do this somewhere else. I'm not gonna disrespect my homeboy's building or his business like this. Like, we do business, we conduct business up here. It's millions being made up out of this building. We're not about to do that here. Especially not what we seen on the video. Like, I could even seen them, like, you know, maybe a head up fade or something like that. Even a pack out. But as y'all seen in the video, and we ain't gonna talk about it, I ain't gonna mention what actually happened on the video. I'm pretty sure everybody went to see it by now. That was a lot more than just a pack up, bruh.
A lot of people are saying No Jumper employees lined these guys up. There were no Jumper employees involved with this in any way. Luce Cannon does not work here. Luce Cannon was here with someone who was doing a piece of content with me.
Wack had to put the okay down. That's daddy. Just remember that.
Hey, Brick hit it on the head. Like, listen, I gotta agree with Brick. None of that happened without Wack's approval. Because when Wack disapproved of what was going on in the video, You heard Wack saying, no, Luce, don't do that. No, don't do that. And it stopped.
Wack 100.
I'm not going.
Is Wack an employee? I would say no.
No, but he gets a check.
No, but there still is.
He
There's
did,
a
but
different.
he did.
There's a difference.
He
Wack
did
Wack gets
participate.
paid to do episodes with me.
No, he's not a part of No Jumper. I'm not trying to say as far as the lawsuit goes. I don't think it would go far as that goes because it's not like somebody who's signed to you that, you know what I mean? What I'm saying is that he had to give the dude that is not a regular in the building the okay to even meet up with somebody here or around these premises. You get what I'm saying? We weren't involved in no way, shape, or form, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to put him out there either.
Yeah,
It is what it is. I know
this.
he detached himself from the situation, but at the end of the day, Luce Cannon can't even speak a whole sentence without that nigga butting in. You think he can make a decision without him butting in?
Now, one thing I can say is, though, and I've been saying this the whole time, Wack ain't dumb. Wack backed up for a reason. Like, and I said that on the last, 2 videos, man. He stepped out, and you didn't see him no more after that. He know the ramifications from these actions, right? But that don't totally exclude him from the entire situation.
To me, Wack seemed surprised by the fact that anything happened. I don't think that Wack would co-sign somebody being set up at No Jumper, regardless of the fact that Wack is not a formal No Jumper employee. I don't think I've always seen him seem interested in keeping a sense of order here.
I don't was trying to book a.
Honestly, that would have been a crazy addition. And I think anybody who's seen the video kind of thought that at a certain point, like, oh, are they about to put fingers in this guy's ass?
What do you think happened when the camera cut off, bro?
Yeah, because that was pretty weird that they stripped him. Like, I've never, I don't get it. Like, I'm not a fan of that. Like, that's not if I'm packing somebody out or I'm knocking somebody out or we fighting or whatever, that's the last thing I'm thinking about. Like, that's not even coming across my mind.
It's straight Buka.
I don't think that happened. I think
nah.
you're going to be the next victim at this rate.
Yeah.
From my perspective, I consider it just super disrespectful and shitty that this in any way took place at our building. Realistically, this is the thing that pissed me off about it, is the fact that people always want to put out this bullshit narrative about No Jumper and say that this is a gang hangout.
Lightweight is a gang hangout, Adam.
That there is violence taking place all the time, when in reality,
there has been a lot of occasions where there was violence at No Jumper.
reality, how many times has that actually happened?
So let's think. We had the brick situation with DW Flame. We had the situation where Wack was about to put his hands on Flacco. We got the Kelpie and Almighty Suspect situation. We got you and House Phone. We got the dude that came up in the studio the one time with the credit card that pulled it on you and y'all wrestled him up out of there. We had a couple incidents that could have flared up between you and what's the buddy's name from Chicago? GD's in the dough, Ruga. We had the situation where a few people, it was like a little hostile situation at the door when FYB, whatever his name, J Man came to the door with his. I mean, it's been some incidents. Oh, and then we can't forget the Dejan Paul situation where allegedly Dejan Paul claims to have got grazed in the thigh by the security. So that's a lot of incidents, and I'm probably forgetting a lot more.
And, you know, if this was a situation where people just showed up talking shit, trying to fight, and Luce Cannon did what he did to them, then I would be thinking of this very differently. I am under the assumption that that's not the case. I'm under the assumption
There's no way possible that's the case.
it doesn't seem like
Unless somebody was sharing a location with this dude. Like, come on, you have to. It's so many.
Yeah.
They called him up there, Adam. Come on. It's like, cut it out.
There's no way possible that they that spot on. Like, we just gonna go to No Jumper today.
just randomly at this time. that was realistically like kind of the perfect time for them to show up if they wanted to get in some bullshit because we had just finished the podcast. It's kind of winding down. No, Forrest was long gone at this point.
Oh yeah, because I'm like, the only thing that you can say is like, oh, I was coming to see 4 extras and I ran into Luce Cannon. Like if you work, because that's the only person that was on
Nah,
Instagram.
he had been
that
gone
day.
for 3 hours.
You
at
get
that
what
point,
I'm
yeah.
saying? No, I'm just saying the only person that you knew was in the building that
Mhm.
day outside of the regulars was 4 extras. That's all I was saying. You wouldn't know anybody else.
Definitely. And
Brick, why are you putting Forrester's name in this? Don't even add Cuz into this. Cuz got enough issues. You know what I mean? He just got out the county, PO on his head. Like, don't even mention his name in that situation.
yeah, I just like am super not appreciative of this. It's just we're having to clamp down a lot in terms of the number of people that are coming here at any given time. All of a sudden, it's like we've just been a little bit too lax early on with this building. We were really, really strict about everybody coming in, only being able to bring like 2 people with them or whatever. And as time has gone by, certain people have been given, a longer leash in the.
Wack 100 and Luce Cannon, just put the names on it. And then why do they feel the need to run around 50 to 30 deep, though? You want to have the numbers against people because you don't want to take the L.
Sense that they're like allowed to pull up with more people and everything. And I think we really saw the downside of that the other day because some shit happened that in no way involved us. And yes, you guys can probably tell, yes, I have spoke to my lawyers and they've been very good in making me feel confident that there is no real case against us, given that nobody who works at No Jumper had anything to do with this. It didn't happen inside our building. It happened outside of our building. I think like really we're just kind of waiting to see, will there be a police report filed? Because from what I'm hearing, the dudes who seemingly were assaulted are gang members. Now,
No, one's supposed to be
He's a pastor. Say it, Brick.
a preacher.
and we've heard that as well. But either way, from my perspective, gang members usually don't call the cops on other gang members.
Yeah. Okay.
It would be one thing if you just got into a fight. It's a whole nother thing for you to get into a fight at my building when you weren't invited in the first place and then release the video thing when you weren't invited to fight. It's a whole nother thing for you to mention the fucking video. But it does kind of look like it was filmed with a flip phone. But you're going to call me, but you're not willing to like actually pay attention to the fucking video. But it does kind of look like it was filmed with a flip phone. But also that being said, it would be one thing if you just got into a fight. It's a whole nother thing for you to get into a fight at my building when you weren't invited in the first place and then release the video so that you can get a bunch of people praising you and telling you how tough and cool you are and shit like that.
Adam, you got to hold Wack accountable for for even being at your building. You saying that he wasn't invited. He came with Wack.
That really right there is the thing that really pisses me off. It would be one thing if you beat somebody up and then you kept the footage to yourselves and kept it gangster in that way instead of turning this into a fucking promotional campaign.
Adam teaching you how to keep it G, bro. Damn.
But
If it was me,
Have it been fades up here that been kept on the low?
I've heard,
You've heard
Things.
You never know. You never know.
but they were things that were done in such a way that was respectable. It was never used for a promotional campaign.
So they don't need to, but I'm just like, he's a crab with a K.
Oh, shit.
He's fake crab.
Ooh, imitation.
You know how they spell the imitation crab with a K in the store? That's how you know it's fake.
You're saying he's Amy's?
That's it.
The vegan products at the
Yeah,
grocery
I mean,
store? Even
He's
beyond
a
that,
fake crab.
let me further my grievances.
You bitch.
Luce Cannon, I liked you. I still fuck with you. If I see you around, it's all good.
Don't be scared.
I do not appreciate you bringing this kind of energy to my building. And it's not just this video of the fight. While he was here that day, he also made another video, a selfie video like this, talking a bunch of shit to Brick, saying, oh, sweetie, you aren't here right now, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, listen, I don't give a fuck that you don't get along with Brick, right? But if you're going to come here and then make videos saying, oh, you're pussy because you're not here when...
Oh, he made a video about that?
Yeah, I seen it at one point.
You seen it, Brick. Quit playing.
Reddit.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've been gambling for 2 days. I ain't even seen none of this shit.
All right, so with that being said, as we thought, he's banning Luce Cannon from No Jumper. Also, showing up with your whole entourage, 30, 40, 50, 60 deep, Wack 100. That shit over with too, man. at the end of the day, man, Adam done hit up his lawyers. They didn't discuss it. Adam feels as if he's not going to be responsible any type of way legally for what took place up at No Jumper. And that may be the case, man. But at the end of the day, man, he said he going to tighten up his ship. He going to have to. I want to see Wack's reaction to everything that Adam is saying right now. Wack got to be in agreement with it, man. I can't imagine Wack disagreeing with what Adam is saying if Wack wants to continue to do business with Adam, because Wack got the 100 show, but it ain't doing numbers like the Adam and Wack show, and I'm pretty sure Adam is making sure that Wack get paid off of the the Adam and Wack show, man. But get in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all think about everything that was just said today. Luce Cannon is an idiot. Hopefully nobody else outside of the individuals that put hands on people, as well as outside of Luce Cannon and those individuals, whatever happened to them, it's whatever they brought on themselves. But hopefully don't nobody else get drugged into that debacle that happened out there, because it ain't a good look. And these dudes is like in their 40s, man. These ain't no young people. You know what I mean? So like at the end of the day, niggas got kids and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody playing with y'all. He running around pistol whipping people. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I ain't mean to say that, but yeah, it was corny. But get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. Y'all already know what it is. Ruler Gang.